Almost every Grand Theft Auto fan agrees with each other that Grand Theft Auto 6 is and will be the best Grand Theft Auto in the franchise and is unable to fail in terms of gaming experience.
I just feel like, yeah, GTA 6 is superior.
It's the best game ever.
Going to be the best game by far.
Yeah.
What my thing is bruv, it's the best game.
It's just going to revolutionize gaming.
Do you think it can live up to the hype?
We said the exact same thing for GTA 5,
yeah,
and it did, and more.
Okay,
it's valid.
Today we're gonna talk about even if Grand Theft Auto 6 quote-unquote fails, it doesn't even really matter and nobody will care.
Godspeed, sir. Godspeed. What other game?
So what do I mean with this? Well, the Grand Theft Auto series has been a cornerstone of gaming for over 2 decades, and every new installment seems to raise the bar. But there is a thing here going on with the HD universe, specifically Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5. Certain features from older titles, like San Andreas and Vice City, and even 3 are removed or changed in this HD universe. However, nobody really seems to care. Why? Well, it's pretty simple actually. Rockstar's innovations always overshadow what is missing. If you really want to talk about innovation in Grand Theft Auto, we need to go to the roots and start with the first one.
You have no conception how hard this is to drive. No! This game's impossible!
Grand Theft Auto 1, made in 1997, and Grand Theft Auto 2, which was made 2 years later in 1999, used a top-down 2D perspective with simple sprites for characters and cars. And something that a lot of Grand Theft Auto fans don't know but probably will say, oh yeah, obviously, is that Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 had a way different engine than the trilogy and the HD universe. GTA 1 and 2 both use custom-built engines developed by DMA Design, which is now Rockstar North. While not named like a modern game engine, these engines were created to support specific needs of the games at the time. And trust me, these engines had innovative, advanced mechanics and key features, like a tile-based map system, where the cities were essentially just large grids with preset textures, and it had basic AI scripting for NPCs like pedestrians and police. It did have limited physics for drivings and collisions, and the engine supported both MS-DOS, which is PC, and PlayStation platforms, which influenced its simplicity. And the visual style was a top-down 2.5D perspective. Now, by the time GTA 2 came out, the key improvements were introducing lighting effects such as neon lights and day-night cycles, giving the city a more vibrant, immersive look, improved AI for NPCs, allowing more dynamic interactions with the players, and a more complex car physics system compared to GTA 1, making driving feel more engaging. And it also supported things like higher resolutions, so that the game is a little bit more clean and sharp, as well as cross-platform support, so the engine was designed to run on both Windows, PlayStation, and now also Sega Dreamcast, ensuring compatibility across hardware with varying capabilities. So when you want to move on from GTA 1 and 2 with your 2.5D engine, you're gonna have to make a new engine, or at least get it somewhere, right? So in order to make Grand Theft Auto 3, Rockstar transitioned to renderware. And we'll talk about renderware a little bit later, because from GTA 3 to San Andreas, Rockstar Games basically outplayed the whole engine. They did everything possible with that thing. And then GTA 3 in 2001, only 2 years later after GTA 2, this transitioned into a fully 3D open world, offering players an over-the-shoulder third-person perspective, and this made Liberty City feel immersive and alive in ways that were impossible with the earlier games. The cities in Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 felt more like static backdrops, when pedestrians and vehicles were little more than moving obstacles or just set dressing. While in GTA 3, Liberty City was dynamic. NPCs had varied behaviors, reacted to your actions, and created a sense of a fully functioning society. And GTA 1 and 2 had open maps divided into districts, but these maps were limited in scale and detail. GTA 3 introduced a interconnected city with distinct neighborhoods, landmarks, and a sense of verticality that enhanced the exploration. And honestly, I don't think anyone disagrees when I say that GTA 3 is better than 1 and 2. So let's move on to Vice City. GTA 3 to Vice City. Honestly, not a lot was removed here. Like, Vice City was more of an enhancement than a reinvention. So it kept GTA 3's foundation, but it added things like motorcycles, helicopters, the ability to buy a business. Combine that with like a killer 80s aesthetic and a soundtrack that like just screams nostalgia. And everybody was hooked. Everybody loved Vice City. Vice City proved that Rockstar wasn't just building games, they were crafting experiences. And personally, I recently just started out with Vice City because my GTA that I started with is the big boy San Andreas. And I remember going to like a toy store when I was like 10 or 8 with my brother and my uncle, and we saw this cool little cover art for Grand Theft Auto. We heard it before. I was under the illusion that in the game you were able to be a policeman. While that isn't true, like after a couple of years I realized, oh wait a minute, the whole point is to kill them. But I didn't care because the game was so cool. And even though after years of being bad at the game and finally finishing the game, I realized, oh, you have to kill Tenpenny, which is a cop, instead of being a cop. And I wasn't disappointed because you can still do vigilante missions like helping out the police, the ambulance, or the fire department. So that was cool. Which is another piece of evidence that even if you have the wrong expectation about Grand Theft Auto, you will always love what it actually is. And that's very special, especially in these days. So when we went from Vice City to San Andreas, Rockstar took things to a whole nother level, introducing so many features: gambling, weight and muscle management by going to the gym, and that's not even the only thing you'll manage. You'll be managing your fighting skills, different fighting styles. There's way more weapons. There are weapons that you can upgrade, and some weapons, if fully upgraded, you can dual wield them. Then you had things like jetpacks, house robberies, and gang warfare. This game was packed with so much content that it felt like Rockstar had hit its creative peak. And so now we're at a special moment, because up until this point, from GTA 1 all the way to San Andreas, we've seen nothing but improvements in the game and things added to these games. It's only GTA 4 and 5 that have missing parts to it if you compare it to these older titles. And this is a moment where we go from the 3D universe, aka the trilogy, to the HD universe, aka 4 and 5. But before we go to Grand Theft Auto 4, it's important to talk about something that fundamentally changed how the series was developed. And this is the shift from renderware to Rockstar's advanced game engine, or Rage. Renderware was used in the original trilogy, and it was developed by Criterion Software, which their parent company is Canon. Yeah, like this Canon, like the guys who made this camera. And Renderware was one of the most popular game engines of its time, not just powering the GTA series, by the way, but also iconic games like Burnout, Need for Speed Underground, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Battlefield 2, Mortal Kombat Deception, a bunch of Mortal Kombat, the Madagascar game, and I'm having a list in front of me and I don't see Ratchet & Clank in there, but I feel like Ratchet & Clank is in there as well. And The Incredibles, that's cool. So why did everybody use renderware? Well, it was known for being flexible and easy to work with, which allowed developers to create vast open worlds like the ones seen in the GTA trilogy, but it was also highly portable, making it easier to bring games to multiple platforms, which was a huge deal in the early 2000s. But by the time San Andreas was released, renderware's limitations were becoming apparent. Sure, in today's age there's people who are so crazy that they create GTA 5 into San Andreas with the renderware engine, but back then they hit kind of the ceiling, man. The engine was never designed to handle the level of realism and physics Rockstar wanted to achieve in their next generation of games. So this is where Rage, or the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, comes into play. Rage was developed in-house by Rockstar themselves, first appearing in the iconic title of Rockstar Games Presents Table Tennis in 2006. This engine was designed from the ground up to push the limits of what's possible, focusing on realistic physics, detailed animations, and a living, breathing world, which was tested out in this little tennis game that they made. So when GTA 4 launched in 2008, it was clear that the Rage engine was an ultimate game changer for Rockstar Games. Combine that with the Euphoria physics engine and man, it just moved the needle on what games could be. All the ragdolls, the dynamic character movement based on types of impact like a car or a bullet, and then where the car was or where the bullet was. It was amazing. And suddenly Liberty City felt so alive in ways that no other GTA had ever done before. It was amazing. NPCs reacted to your actions in lifelike ways, vehicles handled realistically, and even Nigo's movement felt weighted and deliberate. And talking about weight, when you look back to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, there's a lot of stuff missing. This leap of technology from renderware to Rage came with a lot of sacrifices. GTA 4 stripped away many features that made San Andreas feel so massive. Minigames like gambling, gone. Weight and muscle mechanics, going to the gym, getting jacked, learning new fight styles, boop, gone. Upgrading weapons or having a lot of weapons, gone. And even if you have some weapons, you cannot upgrade it, let alone dual wield one. There's no jetpacks, there's no house robberies, there's no gang warfare. And guess what? Nobody gave an F. And nobody did care because GTA 4 offered something completely new. Its realism and physics made Liberty City feel like a living world, and Nico Bellic's gritty story brought an emotional depth to players that nobody's ever really seen before in this way. Little details like accessing cheats through your phone or leaving your car running when you step out, if you tap triangle or Y like once instead of holding it in, when holding it in meant that you turn off the engine. Those little things made the game feel immersive in a way that no other GTA had before. And then we had to wait a long time for GTA 5. And then GTA 5 came out, and once again, Rockstar made some changes. The ability to leave your car running with a simple button tap became more convoluted. Driving mechanics shifted from GTA 4's realistic, weighty physics to a more arcade-style system where you're glued to the ground and the car doesn't even really get damaged, even if you do the most wild stunts. And what I noticed recently in GTA 5 as well, and I don't know if this is something that I just see and it's wrong that I see it, but if you crash way too hard into whatever you crash into and your character flies out of the window, he dies before even getting out of that window. Whereas in GTA 4, the damage only starts when Nico touches the floor, and maybe a little bit of damage on the initial impact. But in GTA 5 you instantly die and barely have the time to see the guy fly out of the car. And some fans saw these downgrades from 5 to 4, but there was this viral video called GTA 4 is better than GTA 5, and that one came out in 2016. a whopping 3 years after the release of GTA 5. So why did it take so long for people to start complaining? Well, GTA 5 brought a lot of innovations that made players forget the things that they would miss from GTA 4, such as 3 playable protagonists, each with their unique skills and perspectives, a massive diverse world that included underwater exploration, which GTA 4 never had, enhanced vehicle and weapon customization, especially online, and of course, GTA Online, a game within the game that revolutionized multiplayer experiences. And then you had all the mods and GTA RP coming after that, but that's more of a fan-made thing. Sure, Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 sacrifices realism for accessibility, and sometimes even fun little cool things to do, but the sheer scope of the game more than makes up for it. So even if GTA 6 fails, nobody will care. Even if GTA 6 lacks a lot of features that 5 and 4 have, there will be so much stuff that's new. You'll be so immersed into the game that you won't even think about these things that are missing. And so here's the point. Every GTA game has removed features from its predecessors. San Andreas has lost RPG elements in GTA 4. GTA 5 simplified mechanics from GTA 4. And yet Rockstar's ability to innovate just has players coming back each and every time, making it feel like every game is getting better and better, even though more and more features might be missing. The new and enhanced visuals, the immersive worlds, the gameplay mechanics that redefine what's possible from the previous game. The series always moves forward. It's almost guaranteed. Actually, with the leaks, it is guaranteed that GTA 6 will introduce multiple things that are so groundbreaking that players won't even care about what they are missing in GTA 5 and 4. So from Grand Theft Auto 3 to Grand Theft Auto 5, the series has been a journey of evolution. And if history is anything to go by, GTA 6 will be no different, man. Even if it quote-unquote fails by certain standards of people, it'll still set a new benchmark for open world games, and it will still be the most immersive thing you will ever have played. So yeah, what old features from Grand Theft Auto do you miss and want to see back in Grand Theft Auto 6, and what features that you feel like you want in GTA 6 but nobody else talks about it or even have thought of it, do you want into Grand Theft Auto 6? I have a new video coming up with the most detailed wish list of Grand Theft Auto 6, and I want you guys to tap into this with stuff that nobody really talks about and be really creative by what you want in the game. Even if it's totally obnoxious, I want you to put it in the comments. So let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.